Your specific person is literally thrilled to be manifested by you. They are begging and pleading to be in your reality. And I know it's okay if you don't believe me right now. That's the point of this video. Because most people ask the question, how does my specific person feel when they are being manifested? Right? And that's a question we're going to dive into. And I'll give you a couple success stories to kind of support it as well. But if that's a question that you've been thinking of, I want you to first ask yourself, how would you feel right now if all of your feelings, all of your desires, every single feeling you felt towards your specific person was actually them manifesting you? What would you feel? Would you be mad? Would you be happy in this acceptance that they're actually really, truly desiring to be with you and all we had to do was allow it to happen? Would you think that all of your feelings were like fake or unreal or you didn't want them? Basically, would you no longer want your specific person if you thought that they were manifesting them? Would all of your love and happiness disappear? You'd say absolutely not. Because if you think about how you would be in your end state with your specific person, you would say that you would be so happy, so loved, and so abundant. So those are the feelings that you are giving to them and as well. And we'll dive into it. Because again, imagine your end state. Imagine how that feels. Just imagine for a moment. Isn't your specific person going to be feeling and experiencing the same thing? So keep in mind that when we are manifesting, we're creating this love, creating this abundance. It's synergistic and mutually beneficial for everyone because you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't meant for you. Think about desire. Where does desire come from? It's not like you chose specifically to like and not like certain things or want to do certain things or not want to do some certain things. Neville Goddard and A Course in Miracles describe it as a gift that is given to you. So when you have the desire, it means, again, you're meant for that thing. And I'll talk more. There's a success story that is going to explain this really, really good. But next, you might also be thinking, okay, Kyle, I don't really get your whole like desire aspect. Doesn't that have anything to do with like free will? Like what about free will when you're manifesting? Explain that in terms of exactly what we're talking about. And of course, I would say I would love to explain this. And I actually did go really into detail in another video, but I want to reiterate it here because it makes perfect sense for our manifestation of our specific person. Because again, they are thrilled to be manifested by you. They are hoping and praying to be with you. You're the saving angel coming in to literally save them. Okay. And so I want you to think about this. If right now your specific person showed up in your reality and said, let's get married, how would you feel? Again, easy question, right? You'd say, I'd feel great. I'd feel abundant. Would you be mad that they stole your feeling of being single? Would you be upset that they basically took your free will away because you no longer can be single and sad or depressed? Would you be mad about that? Seriously. Comment if you would be mad about that, of your specific person showing up right here and right now and wanting to get married. You would say no, right? You wouldn't be mad. And technically, though, according to the free will question, that's taking your free will away. You're going to have the most abundant and positive relationship with your specific person. So by doing this, they're technically taking away your ability to feel sad or depressed or feel single. They're taking that state away. But when you think about that, you're not mad at all. You're very happy, right? Again, you would perceive them as this like saving grace angel coming to save you, right? You'd be like, right now we're pleading to be with our specific person, but really they are pleading to be with you and basically begging to be with you. And so another example, if someone walked up to you and gave you $1 million, and this is the example I used in the previous free will video, if someone came up to you and gave you $1 million, would you be upset they took your free will from feeling poverty? Because now you're abundant, you're happy, you're prosperous, right? You would say, well, no, I wouldn't be mad about that at all. You'd be ecstatic. You'd be happy. You would be like, how dare you give me this $1,000,000? How dare you, specific person, to show up in my reality and take my feeling of sadness away? I wanted that, right? No, because inherently we're love, abundance, and positivity. So anytime you act through that, you are creating and aligning everything to come to terms with that concept. And everyone talks, or everyone has this pure desire for happiness because, again, it aligns further with you. That's a whole nother video we can make on that concept. But truly, because think of your specific person, it's not them you're specifically looking for. It's the love, the abundance, the happiness, the positivity, the family. That's what you're looking for, not them specifically. Because if right now, all of a sudden you knew for a fact that being with your specific person was horrible, bad, terrible, torturous, we would no longer desire or want to be with them, right? So a desire is always leading you to something abundant and positive and happy that aligns with your internal state. So I'm pretty sure no one would be mad about their specific person showing up right now and giving you the best life possible, or someone on the street handing you $1,000,000. You wouldn't be like, I'm so mad. You took away my feeling of being single and you took away my feeling of being poverty. I want it back. Give it back to me. You took my free will away. No, nobody would get into that state. And both of these examples, so the concept of thinking, what is my specific person thinking? Or what about free will? This doesn't make sense in manifestation. That's also all things stemming from the concept of feeling like you can't do it. So it's the feeling of impossibility. That is what we're actually trying to support. We're trying to support our previous state when we say things like that. Because then if truly free will exists, then we don't have to work on anything, right? Or, I mean, I'm not saying it does or does not exist. That is a different question for a different day. But the concept of saying I can't manifest my specific person because I don't know what they want, blah, blah, blah. That's like saying, so you don't think that you are someone who would be amazing to be with? Like, that's bizarre. Like, I can't even believe that you would even say that about yourself, that you think your specific person wouldn't live the most abundant and positive life with you. But it's a way to go above and beyond and avoid that change that we are needing to experience to go into a new state. So think about that. If we're here, we feel single, we have to move into the state of feeling abundant and positive. That's how we change. But a way to trick yourself into avoiding that and stay where you're comfortable is be like, oh, well, what's meant to be is meant to be, right? That's a way of saying, I don't really feel like doing anything, and I'm just going to YOLO my whole life and just pray to God that it works out correctly. No, this is your reality. You are choosing what you want and experiencing it at any given time. So when you do say this concept of free will and, oh, what's naturally will happen naturally, because the bridge of events do happen naturally, but that's a way of saying, I really am scared to change states and I want to stay exactly where I'm at. And I don't know if we're ready to hear that yet. It's okay if we're not. But it is an excuse to stay exactly where you're at, because that's also the concept. I'm not even going to get into it, but because where you guys are going to get me worked up here. The concept of luck makes no sense to me. Like, you exhibit and express what you are. Like, obviously, it's really good to say that you are very lucky. Like, I would add that to your affirmation list right now. But the concept of luck coming into your success or you being with your specific person doesn't make sense to me, because you don't need luck at all. You are the luck. You create the luck. That's really confusing. And so anytime people talk about success, I think it's whenever we do something we don't understand how we did it, we use the term luck to then avoid understanding the law of assumption or how we kind of get to where we want to go. Or maybe we're worried of a lack of abundance of other people copying it, which is also confusing. But you don't need luck. There is no luck. There's no chance. The only thing that seems lucky or odd and weird in between is going to be the bridge of events, because that's always going to happen in a way that goes above and beyond our conscious thinking. So it's going to align things that seem lucky, but it was all set in stone as soon as you had the desire and assumed it. You always exhibit and repeat things outside of us. And so here's what I wanted to get into, a Neville Goddard quote as well that just discusses this. So the quote is, "To feel one's desire as impossible is to shut the door or deny this urge of expression." And again, that's Neville Goddard. And I would agree 100%. Thinking, oh, it's just going to be meant to be, blah, 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 is like saying, I don't want to change to become the individual that's perfect in my end state. So I'm going to push that burden off on my reality. They can do it for me. That's like the same concept of if we, and again, I don't know if this is something we want to know or want to hear yet. Hopefully you guys are loving it. But saying or thinking your specific person has to change in order for you to be happy or for you to get what you want is also coming at it backwards. And I'll explain it. Because obviously you would first ask, well, Kyle, aren't we trying to change our reality? Yes, but you can't force your reality to change and then you change. You are the change you are going to see, then experience that change outside of you, if that makes sense, or I'm speaking gibberish. So basically, we need to be the change, right? Until we change, we won't see our reality change. And I've had people stuck in this momentum of they need to change, my specific person needs to do this, they need to do this, that, blah, blah, blah. But really, everything, and I mean literally everything, down to the last crumb, dust mite in your reality, is always a reflection of you. If you are saying they need to change and this is feeling frustrating, it's because we know we need to change and we're scared to. So we try to push that off. It's like, imagine trying to get ready in the morning and you try to change your shirt through the mirror. How's that going to go out? It's not going to work at all, right? It is not at all. Like, it would never work. It'd be so frustrating, so worrisome. And this is how we end up. And I've talked about cycles kind of repeating in the past. And maybe this is something that I should dive further into. But the more we say my reality needs to change, the less we understand that we need to then actually experience the change that we want. But again, that's how we rely on like luck, because that's another unintentional subconscious way of avoiding the change. When you say they need to change, again, that's because we feel we're nervous or scared to change. That's the concept of luck in our reality too. It's usually just a misunderstanding. Now, I would say you are one lucky individual. I would never deny that. But your need of luck, no. You are going to get exactly what you want. Like, again, your specific person is absolutely, literally thrilled to be manifested by you. Like, they are begging and pleading to be with you. And I also want to, if still, we're like, I still don't get it, Kyle. Like, this doesn't make sense. Isn't there competition? Isn't there other things in our reality stopping us from manifesting our specific person? Well, let's take it back really basic. So our reflection or our reality is a perfect reflection of us, right? So I want you to think of your reality like your hand. Again, it isn't in this metaphor. We are our mind, right? We are this consciousness. And our hand then is us, but it's not us, right? You control your hand. You pick how it does. So like this is a representation of our reality. So our mind is our consciousness. Hand is in our reality. So let me ask you this. Do you want to hurt your hand ever? You'd be like, well, no. Do you want to help your hand? Probably, right? So again, remember the metaphor on your reality. Does your hand ever desire to not be with you? Would you ever be like, oh, I want to pick up this highlighter. Let me ask my hand if it wants to. You'd be like, no, because your hand wants to help you, your consciousness, and you never would ever think about hurting it or harming it. You would always want to support it and help it. And you know your hand is very good being with you because you know the love and abundance you have for it. This is your reality. Your reality is your hand. And to think that your hand would ever want to get away from you, or there'd be other competition for you, like, is your other hand in competition of this hand? You're like, no, that's bizarre. That makes no sense. Think of that on your reality. Your reality is an extension of you. It's not the true you, because the true you is this consciousness, but it is this extension, and it's always repeating back exactly what we're assuming, in the same way your hand is acting out exactly what you are feeling and wanting at any given time. And there's no competition of hands. Nobody else wants your hand at all. You would always help your hand. You would never hurt it. So when you think of circumstances in your reality, like third parties, things like that, it's an illusion, okay? Because again, you would only help your hand, and you know your hand is amazing and loving and awesome to be with you. That's your reality. So everything in it wants to be with you because you want to help and love and give abundance to everything around you. But again, it's you. Everything is working for you. I can't tell you how much your reality, everyone and everything in it, wants to bring you what you want. Again, your specific person, believe me or not, is begging to be in your reality, thrilled to be manifested by you. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I got chosen to be in their reality. That's literally what they're thinking. And so never, ever, ever forget that. We live in a reality of true abundance, meaning there is never, ever a lack. Any assumption of lack truly does not exist. And I actually want to give 2 examples of this kind of happening, and how if they didn't want to be manifested, why would they act in this way? So the first one I'm going to put is from a phone call coaching session. And this one I've posted before. I thought it's really, really cool in the sequence and how fast it happened, though, that I just threw it up in this one as well. But my next one's, all of the successes are awesome, but the next one's really cool as well. But so they said, Kyle blank, so their SP's name, literally just texted me asking if I wanted to go over her place for drinks after work. I can't explain. After we talked, I scripted that, and I got the script. Don't worry for you guys. They scripted, I am grateful to be reunited with my specific person. And they also quoted, which is funny because when you manifest, when you like quantum leap in this way, it's so hard to believe, that they said, how my logic numbers driven mind can't grasp this. Oh, well. They're like, my logic mind cannot understand how quickly this happened. And they're like, oh, well. I thought that was really, really funny as well. But this was a 30-minute phone call, okay? 30 minutes, literally 15 times 2 minute phone call, changing and setting intention. You guys have heard me say set intention almost every single video, but it's so powerful with creating what you want and understanding your specific person is dying to be with you. You are amazing. Again, I can't believe you would ever say that you don't think your specific person would be happy to be with you. That's absolutely bizarre. And so think about it in this way. Look at this success story. If their specific person did not want to do that, they wouldn't have done it, right? It's like in 30 minutes changing the intention, if their reality wasn't trying to bring them exactly what they want, this doesn't make sense, right? And just like they quoted, how my logic or number driven mind does not understand this at all. Oh, well, that's okay. You don't have to fully understand it when you set the intention and know and maybe it is an aspect of talking with me, maybe, or talking to a coach, right? One-on-one, 30 minutes, getting into the state, getting into the feeling, knowing, truly feeling as if you are in this abundant reality can change your reality really, really quickly. But how do you think the specific person feels? So SP asked if they wanted to go over her place for drinks after work. How do you think they felt? Jump into their mind. They're excited. They're happy. They're maybe even giddy with excitement to meet up with this person. Their specific person is feeling that way towards them. And why don't you feel like your specific person would feel that way too? It's absolutely crazy. That's how they would feel to then respond in that way. And so remember, again, I said it 100 times, so hopefully this is an affirmation really getting to us. Your specific person is begging to be in your reality. Now, I want to give you another one that's absolutely crazy. So anyone who's like, my circumstances are way worse than that, so there's no possible way that would work for me. Hold up until you see this next success story. And so this success was from an email coaching. So it's really simple, really easy, almost sounds like less than the previous one until you know the background. So, hi, Kyle. He has been texting me all day, all of a sudden. Okay? And you might be thinking, Kyle, that just sounds like a normal success story. And, I'm not impressed. Well, wait just a dang moment. This specific person was married and lived with their life. And this was the initial kind of switch, an intentional shift into the new reality. So literally, imagine that limiting belief. You're a specific person right now, married, living with their wife or husband. Think about that. And obviously, before we get the crazy comments in the chat, obviously, this reality, remember, your desire is a gift. So obviously, this never would have happened. Again, the specific person wanted to be with them. Now they're together. They wanted to be with them. They wanted to text them. So obviously, this wouldn't be a perfect reality if there was an alternate desire for it, okay? And I can explain that if anyone's worried about feeling like not morally correct in doing this thing. The belief and desire is this gift. And so this, again, would not happen. So they're SP texting them all of a sudden and being with them and going on dates with them. That wouldn't happen if everything was perfect. So remember that. But in order to get to this point, so again, it doesn't matter your circumstances. There is no negative thoughts, negative thinking, negative outcomes, negative experiences in our reality. It's always positive. Even if, again, I'm probably going to get comments that are like saying that this is bad, but really, again, truly remember, think and just pretend as if we're in a reality of all abundance, right? I'm not going to get into it, but we can actually have there are infinite realities, and every single person is married to every single specific person. So think about that. Think about you in a reality. That's why every expression is available to us right now. You are in every reality, married with every possible outcome you could ever experience. You're an astronaut. You're a lawyer. You're a news writer. I don't know, an anchor. You are a YouTuber. You are literally all of these options. At any point in time, we're just expressing it, okay? So we truly live in a realm of abundance, and I can go into further detail in another video on that. But so with this person, again, the SP with the limiting belief that they're married, living with their wife in an unhappy divorce or in a marriage, unhappy marriage in that way, still, that's an extremely intense limiting belief, right? You'd be thinking that, but that's okay, because all we have to do is change our assumption, and then we're going to see a massive switch in that. But again, remember, this wouldn't happen if their reality was not trying to bring them, or their specific person in the reality was not trying to help bring them their specific person, right? And so if they can manifest in this situation and be in a happy, abundant relationship, even with those circumstances. Because again, the third party, so think about it this way. We always think about in the negative, the SP's wife is probably in the most abundant and happy relationship now. Really, again, acting in that way. Because third parties are only there because they're repeating back our own assumptions. So if you assume there's competition, they're going to be that way. But always wish them the best. Never wish anyone in your reality is negative. Again, your hand wants to help you. Third parties, everyone, me, you, everyone in here wants to help you get to where you want to go. And as soon as you make that assumption, things change to make it happen. So hopefully this makes sense. And if you do have any questions, definitely comment them down below. As well, if you did have any personal questions that you didn't want to comment down below and wanted to send to my email, head over to kyleaugustcoaching.com, and that's where you can send me personal questions, thoughts, ideas. Again, I wanted to say thanks for everyone reaching out. I do have a lot of emails, so if you did reach out, don't think I did not ignore you. I'm getting back to each and every one. So please be patient, or you can send me another email to kind of head that reminder. Try not to reply to the previous email because it knocks it to the bottom of my list, and I want to get back to you in the perfect order. Okay, but thank you guys so much. Again, I want to support you every single step of the way. Thanks again for all of my YouTube members. I hope you guys you guys apparently really liked that meditation that I put out yesterday. You guys really loved it. So hopefully you like the meditation that's coming out today as well. Just a reminder, I give out a daily meditation for all my YouTube members, and we go live every Sunday to help manifest. I think in my video yesterday, I posted a couple success stories from the weekly sessions, which was really, really cool. I think yesterday's guided meditation was, I have like a date with your specific person. What did we have on there? We had date. We have you go to your specific person's home knowing that they're constantly thinking about you. That was the one from yesterday that you guys really liked. So I'm definitely, if you guys are members and you want to do it over and over and over again, I would do it every single day if you really like that meditation, because basically in those states, and I want to say this, but I don't want to say this totally. It's basically like I'm manifesting for you, because each day I'm putting out a meditation, I'm putting you into the state. So all you have to do, because you get divine guidance from going into the state. So basically, if you want me to manifest for you, you just got to watch the meditations and come to my lives on Sunday, join and become a member, because you'll be put into the state. Your divine guidance is going to allow you to like easily and effortlessly act that out because of the state you're in. And then you're going to see a massive shift in everything around you. And then on Sundays we meet and you can tell me all your questions, thoughts, and ideas and continue on your journey. So again, if you basically, again, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get in this realm where people are coming in and not thinking that they have to kind of, again, you have to watch the videos and feel the feeling of already being with it. Obviously, I'm manifesting my 10,000 success stories in my members. So thank you guys so much for helping me. You're helping me by manifesting your specific person. Someone even commented that and I loved it. They're like, I have another reason to manifest my specific person because I need to help you out. And I'm like, yes. Yes, be one of the 10,000. You have to manifest to be one of the 10,000 success stories, okay? But again, remember, if you basically want to be put into the state every day, I do guided meditations every single day. But if that's not for you, that's okay as well. Thanks again so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. Or if you guys are members, I'll see you later in the meditation.